Welcome back, everybody, to the 7 on 7 podcast, episode 29 today. Episode 29. And I'm so excited, bro. We literally talked about doing this a year ago. A year ago, that shit flew by, and now we're here. Noah Chehade is on the show today. No cap. I had to ask him how to pronounce his last name. Even though I've known this fool for a minute, I was like, dude, I gotta ask, how the fuck do I pronounce your last name properly? Because you can't mess that shit up.
Well, that's like the DJ version of when I came up to you and I was like, okay, I know your real name is in Seventh Heaven. Like, I feel like I should know that.
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Like, so it's like, we both went through it. It's all good.
Yeah, we both, dude. That's so funny.
Oh wait. First things first.
Yes, cheers. Yeah, we've already had. He walked in through the door, mysterious black bag, opened it up, had a shot of Fireball, got claws on deck. I'm absolutely electric right now, dude. But that's so funny. There's like two or three people that I know that are friends of mine that call me Sevn.
Oh yeah.
And it low key bugs me. I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say.
I'm not gonna lie. It low key bugs me. Like, it's cool because I'm like, yeah, that's my artist name, and you're like abbreviating it, which is
buddies.
sick. Yeah, but you're like, I'm, we're homies. Like,
yeah.
You don't gotta text me, hey, Sevn. I'm like, my name is Gage, but
right.
so close,
right?
so close.
Yeah, like my one of my really good girl homies, Emily. Her artist name is Emmy, and like after like that whole thing, and like now like a bunch of her friends call her Emmy, and she's like, that's not like my name. And it's like, yeah, dude, like you want to be called by
your name.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, that's my name.
100%.
Well, dude, fuck yeah, I'm stoked you're on the show. We finally did this. Finally did this.
6 months in the making,
dude. At least 6 months in the making, but. Give people a little kind of synopsis of who you are, where you grew up, what do you do, a little overview of the Chehade over here.
Noah Chehade. I am in the music industry.
Quotations.
I know. It just feels so weird to say that. I've been in. So I like to do on the backside of events. So the last 8 years, I've been working on parties, shows, festivals, concerts, that kind of sort of thing.
Okay.
It started as there used to be a company called SWAT that did they pretty much put 100 people on a party bus, drove to Mexico for a week, and
Jesus.
Yeah, because I was a social chair of my fraternity.
That sounds like the start of a really bad movie.
Oh my god! Honestly, the fact that we got out of that after doing 3 years, and that like nothing else happened, was amazing. So I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, because I was social chair of my fraternity, and I was just chilling.
Where'd you go to college?
Long Beach State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Dope.
Yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, I was social chair of my fraternity, and the SWAT team came by our house and was like, "Hey, we're looking for brand ambassadors, to promote this trip."
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Oh, I love throwing parties. I'm down." And then I ended up talking to her, and through that conversation, she fires the current manager for Long Beach and goes, "I like you more. Will you actually manage all of Long Beach instead of just being a brand ambassador?" And this is all within 45 minutes of sitting on a couch talking. We're not at a desk, we're in the frat chapter room, on the really crummy shitty couch, And I was like, I was 18. I was like, fuck yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, get paid to put people on a party bus and go party. That sounds amazing. Dude, it was awesome. Literally, 1 year, I blacked out at the big bus meeting. Woke up in Mexico, getting handed my keys to my suite, and I was like, dude, fuck yeah,
yeah, dude.
I
fucking made it, dude.
Dude, I think I got paid $500 for a year of work, and I was like, I made it. It was ridiculous. But they just threw all these
oh my
BS
god, I'm
things,
drooling.
But I was like, hell yeah. But yeah, so I did.
Fuck yeah.
So I did that for 3 years. Pretty much until it just ran me out, and I love the team that brought me on. I think the guy that owned SWAT, who actually sadly passed away a couple years ago, I think he's a main reason why I'm still in this industry. And he's a big reason why, because in any industry, you really have to get over rejection.
Yeah. Oh.
Because when you're especially with the Mexico trip and what I was doing after that, when you're a promoter, 95% of people tell you, no, I don't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't want to go to that. No, I don't want to buy tickets.
Yeah.
And at first you're like, oh, that's a personal diss to me.
Yeah, totally.
You don't want to go and hang out with me and do this thing that I'm so excited about. But then you have to realize okay, it's not personal at all.
Yeah.
Every single person that you're talking to has this complete other 360 life.
Totally.
That is going on.
Yeah.
And it's not at all personal.
They're just
And-
like, yo, like I gotta go eat my grandma's dinner
Dude,
on a Tuesday.
yeah.
Like I can't fucking go party right now.
Yeah. And like, dude, I was promoting Tuesday nights for a long time. So
Oh
like,
my
So like,
God.
of course, like normal people aren't gonna go out on a Tuesday night, you know? Like, it just. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck, man? Like, I'm out here partying, but it's like, yeah, because you are a promoter.
Yeah,
You know,
like
you're-
that's like your job.
my job, yeah.
Like you're getting paid to party,
They
basically.
give me Wednesday mornings off, like for that reason, you know. But yeah, so you know, I owe like so much to SWAT and to what he did, you know, to what he showed me. So yeah, I did that for 3 years. Then I went to promoting
Okay.
at Baja Sharkies.
You're
Most
shitting
Beach.
me.
Swear to
You're
God.
shitting me.
Swear to God, I was the bouncer and the promoter.
Oh my fucking God, dude.
Yeah.
I have a boy who's like a Newport local. Shout out Ryan. And dude, I've only been to Baja Sharkies, I think, twice.
Oh yeah, it's a mess.
Dude, it is absolutely dumpster fire of a bar. Like
Oh, dude.
it is crazy.
Oh yeah, like like
Fucked.
if you go into Baja Sharkies and you look around at everything that's not nailed down to the floor, it's been thrown at me or at a coworker. Like, I'm not even kidding, dude. Like, it's ridiculous. The amount of, like, just shit thrown, but, like, because I, like, especially when I was a bouncer, like, I knew, okay, going into work, there's, like, a 1 in 3 chance of me breaking up a fight. Because there was a fight every single week. At least one. You know? Like, there'd be, like, you know, 10, 15 people all fighting at once, whether it be inside the bar or out. And you weren't allowed to, like, you know, you can't just go in there and fight them.
Yeah,
know?
like you
So,
gotta like try and escort him out and like be
Yeah.
professional and shit.
Yeah, and they're still trying to swing, so like I would just full Nelson everybody, you know, because I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna like touch them, but I'm like, all right, do that, and they're like still trying to punch and like walking them out the bar, like yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was fun though, like and shout out, you know, I still, you know, I a lot like the manager there also like does the manage stuff at the Panama Joe's in Long Beach.
Okay.
And like they do so much and like they put me on so much, so like it is absolutely ridiculous. It's like born and bred for 21-year-olds.
Yeah,
but,
facts.
But shout out for them for when I was doing it at, you know, as a 21-year-old.
Fuck yeah. So you got into kind of just the club promoter kind of world at a young age,
Yeah.
basically in college.
Yeah. Well, and actually, okay, so this is actually, I threw my first like concert, 2018 with my best friend Matt. Actually,
Okay.
we were through the show for this duo called Joy Zoo. They don't exist.
Yeah, I
anymore.
was like, I've never heard of them.
Yeah, they split up, but we met them through just like the partying and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, "Yo, like let's do something." We put it off, and then finally that Sunday we're like, "Okay, let's actually do this." So, and obviously no one wanted to help because no one really believed in it.
Yeah.
So like me and Matt were like, "All right, we'll put this on us, like whatever." So it's just the two of us, you know, like obviously the frat and everything else helped with tickets, but like just us selling these tickets. We had to go to Guitar Center. Like Matt put everything on his card, like the speaker. We'd rent speakers, lights, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, like production shit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
you gotta do
The
it.
night before the show, we had to we laid out the lights and the cords all throughout his apartment, and had to teach ourselves how to program lights to change based on the music, like that night. Cause like we were like,
Dude, people get paid like people make careers off doing that. Like,
I know it was terribly stressful, but it was awesome. Like, cause you know we're sitting there like definitely baked, like just like looking around, like what the fuck does all this do?
definitely baked.
Oh, yeah.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Absolutely fried.
Like literally, like, and it's funny because like his apartment was like this long hallway, you know, like big living room, long hallway with all the rooms, and then his big room at the end. And it was like we had everything set up on either side, and then just if you walked in, there's just like 15, 30 cords just running all throughout the house. But it was awesome. But so I did that, and it was a blast. Like,
Yeah.
I think we got like 500 people there. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Damn, that's a lot of people.
oh yeah, it was sick.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of help with like the Greek life stuff because once like 18 people realized like that was the thing to do that night, like everyone went.
Showed up. Yeah, exactly.
Everyone went, and it was awesome.
Once 18 people showed up.
Oh yeah, it was lit.
I didn't go to college, but I have a feeling that's exactly like what it's like. It's like, oh, there's no plans. Oh, I heard there's like this
yeah.
function's kicking off, and there's a little amount of heads there. Okay, fuck it, let's go.
Dude, yeah, it was amazing. That's why it took me 7 years, you know. But hey, what matters is we finished.
What matters is we got the degree.
Yeah, my business degree that's gonna sit above my bed and do nothing for the rest of my life.
Dude, that's...
Oh my god,
Dude. Oh, fuck. It's all framed and everything just
oh
to...
yeah, hell yeah. Dude, my grad party, my mom had signs that said "fucking finally." Like, oh yeah, you know that bitch is framed, dude.
Fucking fun. Oh my god, I'm fucking...
Dude, and she didn't make those signs. Like those, like you can buy those signs that say "fucking,
Fucking finally?
Yes. And it was funny because like nothing said like 2022 grad or anything like that because she was like, I was afraid that you were gonna blow your last class, so I didn't put a year on it. I was like, you do know me, Mom.
You do know me.
Yeah.
You do know me.
Yeah,
but hey,
yeah.
we fucking made it, dude.
Oh, yeah,
we
fuck
made it.
yeah.
Dude,
Dude, hell
that
yeah.
is so funny. Oh my god. So you got into all this shit and
Oh,
you know,
yes.
yeah. So you got into all this shit, you've had the experiences in, you know, Baja Sharkies, the fucking college chair, the frat, you know,
Yes.
throwing parties, doing the club promoter shit, selling tickets, doing the whole kind of... I feel like that's how you just start if you want to get into that world. Like you just
Oh, yeah.
you really just got to like eat the shit and you don't really kind of realize what you're doing at the moment, you know what I mean?
No,
But
because it's all learning, you know. And like,
yeah, totally.
And like you got to do the Tuesday nights. You got to do like 100 nights where no one shows up, and then you have to like. Because honestly, I was thinking about this the other day. Like I think because when I was doing my promoting stuff, I had a night. You know, it was like Noah's night or whatever. Technically, it was me and my buddy Brandon's night. So it was every Tuesday. And honestly, like, yeah, the nights where no one showed up would suck. But the next week was honestly harder because, if you fuck up once, like, it's a fluke. You know, whatever. If you fuck up twice, it's like, oh, is he a bad promoter? Like, you know, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know? So, like, that, I think, and, like, that in itself is hard to, like, show up. And, you know, especially in promoting at parties, like, when there's not, like, a ticket base and they don't have to, like, buy a ticket. Because when you buy a ticket, it's like, oh, fuck, I bought a ticket. Like,
yeah, I spent money.
I might as well go, you know?
Yeah.
But when you're not buying a ticket, all these, you know, because you know that maybes or no.
Yeah.
But when you don't buy a ticket,
maybes or no.
Maybes or no.
Yes.
Like let's be real.
Let's
here.
be, yeah.
I could be down. You're not down.
Yeah.
Like, and that's my go-to. Also, you know,
That's
like,
facts.
I love that. I could be down.
Yeah.
No, I'm not down.
No. That means I definitely will not be there.
Yeah, 100%. Do not count me in there. But yeah, so like, you know, for that kind of stuff, even a yes, you know, a hard yes is like,
Yeah.
oh, they might still not come, you know, like maybe they had a rough day at work, or maybe like, you know, their cat isn't feeling good.
Yeah.
Something, you know, like, so.
Life shit could come up.
Oh yeah. And so like that next week where no one showed up, it's like, fuck. But then it usually went okay because you try a lot harder that week, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and then you realize, oh, maybe if I just do this every week and like really give a shit,
Yeah.
like it's gonna be awesome. But when I was doing my promoting stuff, that's when I realized like, okay, when I threw the actual part or like show, that was when I was like happiest. Like when I like built this party, like this show, you know?
Yeah. Like you like designed almost the whole thing. Like the
Yeah.
lighting, the sound, how it was going to look, like how everything was going to operate. You,
Oh yeah.
Like
you,
that was like your bread and butter.
dude, because there was like a moment. So me and Matt threw the show, right? He was like stoked and wanted to get hammered.
Yeah.
I was nervous, and I was like, okay. I was like, you get drunk, you make sure everyone's having a good time. I'll be the helicopter and be bouncing around from all different things. Like,
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sure everything's good. Like, dude, when the doors opened and the POS for the bar was down.
Oh god.
So for the first 45 minutes,
couldn't buy drinks?
couldn't buy drinks.
Oh fuck.
The most crucial and like, you know, where people there's like 8 people there like not like doing anything, and they can't fucking buy drinks, dude. Do you know how ridiculous that is? Like, of course everyone had flasks, but like still terrible.
Yeah, like you want to go get a drink at the bar.
Oh yeah,
That's what you want to do.
yeah. So like I was doing the helicopter thing, and like there was this moment like where it was just-
Helicopter.
yes sir. But
that fireball's hitting me.
yeah, I love it. Perfect.
Fuck yeah.
Perfect. But there was this moment where like I was standing there, and I was looking around, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, I did this.
Yeah.
Like, and that was cool as hell. You know,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like,
Getting to see like all the kind of work and the struggle that you went through to get people here. You're like, oh my god, it's happening. Like,
oh yeah, and that moment was 5-6 years ago, and like that's why I'm still doing this shit.
Yeah,
Like, 'cause I love
totally.
it, you know, and it's like there, like having that, and then going to Sharkies, I was like, okay, promoting's cool, but I also didn't want to be a promoter. Like,
I was
feel
just gonna say like what.
like most promoters, you know, are like pretty sleazy and like kind of just like
Yeah, you know, I feel.
they're the promoter, homie, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, totally. Because I had.
Shout out the promoters, but like, you know, come on.
Yeah, and like because you know I'm not in that world really at all, and I've always like wondered like what makes a good promoter a good promoter?
Boldness.
Boldness. Okay.
Yeah.
Just like being like, yo, you need to fucking. Is that like the people who like are on the Vegas Strip?
No,
Like,
literally, the Vegas promoters are the most infamous ones of all time.
Yeah, okay.
The ones commenting on people's pictures that they don't know, just because they scroll through the hashtag Vegas.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm not saying confidence, I'm saying bold. Like,
Yeah.
because it's like you really are like to be a good promoter. Like, you got to just be able to like just say fuck it and just go all out and be like, just put yourself out there for everyone to see. But it's gonna bring people.
Yeah.
Like, that will, because being stoked and being bold, be like, oh, like, maybe this place is cool. Like, you know, like if you're stoked on the if you're stoked on the product,
Yeah.
then it's bound to have at least someone in the crowd stoked too.
Yeah.
And then they can just start a fire like that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So like the club promoter, what's like the next step? Because I'm assuming that's obviously like where you're at now is like whatever that next evolution of promoting to the bigger side of the industry. You know what I mean? Like, what is that now?
Well, so for me, like what I'm doing now is working with Intertia.
Yep. Shout out Judson.
Yeah, shout out Judson.
Shout out Judson.
Shout out the whole Intertia team.
Yeah, facts. I've been trying to get him on the podcast for a minute, but like,
dude, he'd be good.
Dude, I know. Like we were talking about, he's just like he's like scatterbrained and like doing so many things. So it's like hard for me to be like, yo, fucking come this day, you fucker. Like, get on here.
Oh yeah. Well, and like I mean, just like you have a million projects. Like I feel like everyone in this industry, until they've like blown up, has
a million things going on.
You know, like I have like 4 jobs. You know, like because like because Inertia, we put every dollar we make, we put back into it. Because we all believe in it and we all know that shit's gonna be fucking top of the top eventually.
Absolutely.
And so like
you guys throw great events.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. Like
great events.
Yeah, February 2nd, it's gonna be amazing. But yeah, dude. So
humble brag.
Yeah.
Buy your tickets. Come out.
That's what I'm doing now. And it was crazy because I was actually still working at Sharky's when I first got introduced to Judson and Inertia. And I actually wanted to say this story for this. Just because I was thinking about this, because like I was telling you, like I was a little nervous to come on the show and like I didn't know like if I was supposed to have stuff prepared.
Nope.
Then I was like, fuck that. Like I'm just gonna have things, just like come with a blank mind. But I do like this story of how I got into Inertia. So I got into Inertia because there is this really cool company called Posh in New York.
Yeah, I know Posh.
Yeah. They're amazing, like rivaling Ticketmaster. They did crazy numbers last year. Ran by Avante Price, super nice dude, like great guy. He lives in New York, and my other best friend Trey also lives in New York.
Okay.
And Avante was just like shooting the shit with Trey, and was like, dude, like like I want to do, like I'm doing this events thing. I want to expand to LA. And Trey was like, yo, my buddy Noah does events in LA. You should link with him. So then, like a week later, I'm having lunch with Avante, and him and his like the guy, like his right hand man, I can't remember his name. They were like, oh yeah, like we are, we're working with Inertia to throw a show. Like you guys should all meet them. And then because of that, that's how I met Judson, and then got Chipotle with Judson. And he's like, yeah, you want to be part of the team? And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to be part of the team.
I'm fucking down,
dude. Yeah. And so it's just cool to think that like now 3 years later, with something that I know for a fact is going to be my long-term thing, and with like these guys that I truly love, is all here because like my guy had me in mind at some club in New York, like, and I think that's really important. Like
for sure,
like for you to do to your homies and for your homies to do for you, like, there's a million things going on around you, but it's definitely you gotta remain centered and be like, okay, like they might be good here, they might be good here, like because it'd be fun to all go up together.
Exactly, dude. And that's so funny that you say that, because I've said this a lot on the podcast and just to people in general, is like that exact kind of like thesis of keeping and establishing great relationships with people that are in the industry or people that could possibly help you in the future, but not looking at it from that aspect of like, oh, I know this person could help me, but just like being real and being like, yo, like I fuck with you, you're a cool dude or you're a cool gal, like whatever, and like keeping that good relationship, because then that person's gonna have a positive outlook on you and be like, yo, I like this dude, and then something like that is gonna come up of like, wait, I know a guy, or I know so-and-so, like, oh, wait, yo, let me connect you with my guy who's doing something that is what you want to do. Let me plug you in, and that's how shit happens. And that's why it's like, bro, you got to just be you, authentic, be a real ass person, make great relationships, because you really never know where that's gonna take you.
Dude, that's why I let the intrusive thoughts win sometimes, and just talk a lot, because like I might just be like on some rant, and you know, I got like 80% of the homies are just tuning me out, like, okay, here he goes again. But then someone might be like, oh wait, I actually would want to do something like that, or like, oh, my best friend actually has a friend that wants to do something like that. It's like, okay, cool.
Exactly.
Like, this random thought that I was just gonna let be unheard, now I'm actually doing something with someone I like because of a random thought, you know?
Exactly.
Like, might as well fucking say it.
Yeah,
like,
totally, 100%.
Nothing unsaid and no stone unturned.
Dude. This is so far left field right now. This is so far left field right now what I'm about to say, but it's kind of relevant. It's kind of relevant. Dude, the other night, I'm about to pull this up on my phone, but the other night I was in bed, high as shit. Amazing. High as shit. I was Side note. That's actually like a main note, because this is how this whole came about. So actually,
like, don't worry, guys. I was faded. Don't worry.
Don't worry. This wasn't like a really like conscious idea.
Right.
Dude, I'm like in bed, high as shit. And I'm like talking to my girl. I'm like, 2 birds, 1 stone. I'm like, you know what? I'm 2 stoned. Oh, who is that? Sorry, guys, that's Milo. You guys don't know Milo. Come on, this show's been going on for a while. I'm like, 2 birds, 1 stone. Wait, what if I'm stoned and I got no birds? And I made this design to put on a shirt that says, I'm stoned and got no birds.
Dude, you gotta make it.
Dude, guys, come on. I'm going to throw this up on the pod so you guys can fucking see it on YouTube, but I swear to God, tell me you guys would not wear this. I'm stoned.
Dude, that's fucking hilarious.
I'm stoned and got no birds. Because like birds,
crazy.
people,
yeah,
like, oh, she's a bird.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like, that shirt in Philly would go crazy.
Dude, that's what
like, come on, dude. Yeah, come on.
I'm saying, bro, that motherfuckers would be on ATVs and shit in the streets of Philly.
Yeah.
Like,
hell yeah.
Oh, that was such a side note, but dude, you said no stone unturned, and stoned.
Oh yeah, it just went right to it.
It just triggered me, dude. Just absolutely triggered me. Oh, hold on.
I love it.
I'm gonna grab another claw. Oh, you want to sauce me one?
Oh yeah. I was like, yeah, you know they're in reach.
I got T-Rex arms, so you know. Oh my guy, I got T-Rex arms, so you know. That's yeah. My reach isn't very far. Oh yeah, I'm fucking feeling good.
Hey, and there is a conspiracy theory that T-Rexes were actually birds, and you have wings, though. So, there you go.
Hit him with the lat spread. Hit him with the lat spread. Oh, so now that we got so far fucking left field, that was unbelievable.
Oh, it was amazing.
But it was amazing. So you're now with Intertia.
Mm-hmm.
And you said you have fucking 4 jobs.
Yes.
Like, is that figure of speech, or you quite literally have 4 jobs?
So, okay, let's see. So,
because that's crazy if you do. My boy's got 3, and this motherfucker is always on.
I mean, I guess not quite, because I used to say 4 because I used to sell security and solar on the side.
Okay, businessman.
Another job that I'm not doing at the time right now, and then I drive Lyft on the side too. Right now it's Inertia. I'm doing this locker job with my boy Jose, who's also from Inertia, and then
Jose, the photographer.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Wow, I didn't even catch that one.
There we go. Oh, so I had to give a disclaimer. My girlfriend has just arrived to pick up my dog. Bye, Milo. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, Jose, the photographer for Inertia.
Yeah, he's the homie.
Yeah, he's the homie.
Oh yeah, super homie.
That was like what happened when fucking that it was in that Jungla show, and that like fight broke out with that.
Yeah. Did you punch him in the face?
Yeah. I always remember him, especially because of that shit that happened, dude.
About that, I forgot that he got fucking punched.
Dude, I know. I like remember. I think it wasn't a. It wasn't oh my god, dude. Why am I blanking on his name?
Phil?
It was Phil.
I was gonna say, that's the only person that was out there.
It was Phil. It was Phil who like walked in, dude. His like shirt was all fucking ripped up and like had blood on his face. He's like, dude, fuck this guy outside. I just had to punch someone in the face. Jose was punching someone in the face. I had to like tackle someone in the ground. I'm like, what is going on right now?
Yeah,
like,
I think
this
dude
is
punched
crazy.
Jose and fucking Phil was like not gonna take any of that shit.
Yeah.
So he took him to the ground.
Dude, that's crazy. But yeah, so what locker job? Are you like selling lockers or?
Yes. Okay. So like I'm doing this job with Jose and with this company. So like like the charging lockers that you can like rent at festivals.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So we build those, and then have the festival, and we leave. But what I do.
Does that have to be like a licensing thing or like a lease to them, or how does that work like from a business aspect? Just because I'm super curious.
Yeah, so Insomniac, we have the contract
Okay.
for charging lockers for all of Insomniac.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like I'm gonna be bouncing all over the US this year.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, but the cool thing is that I really like that I definitely lean towards when I tell people what I do is I do a lot of like safety and like oversight. Okay. So like I was just at EDC Orlando, and I was stationed at like the VIP area, and so like imagine this is like the lockers, but then the whole area is like this table, and so because EDC people are on God knows what and all kinds of stuff, shout out to all the homies. But so like my job was like, because there's all these fences and everything, and people are like leaning down to go over and be like, hey, like, are you good? Like, like do like wellness checks, like, are you chilling or are you overdosing?
Yeah.
And like I literally like caught this one girl because her two girlfriends were like carrying her to the bathroom, and like she like glanced over and like the muscles in her face were falling down.
What?
And like that's like a clear sign of like overdose, like on like a bunch, like there's a couple different things that can do it. But like I saw the muscles relaxing, and so I like ran over and I was like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, I tapped her friend and I was like, hey, like, is she good? And I'm like at first glance, like I just look like some random person. So of course they're like, fuck off, And I was like, look, I'm staff. Like,
yeah.
I was like, is she good? And then demeanor completely changed, and she was like, dude, she only had 2 sips of her drink. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And so instantly my head's like, fuck, someone put something in her drink. Didn't want to tell her that and freak her out. So
dude, that's so crazy that shit actually happens.
Oh, dude,
like,
it's fucking terrible.
That's
terrible.
That's oh, dude, man.
Dude,
fucks with me is like that. Man, people really do that at festivals and shit.
I got once at fucking Sharky's, dude. Literally, no way. Dude, and the crazy thing is, and I'm honestly glad it was me and not her, but because I was like, hey, this girl was sitting at the bar, one of my friends, and she wasn't drinking. She was about to go somewhere, but I was like, hey, can I leave my drink with you? I'm gonna go pee real quick. And she's like, yeah, no worries. So I leave my drink with her, go up to the bathroom. Someone thought it was her drink, threw some shit in there. I come back, kill my drink. That was like my second drink, I think. Blackout, completely blackout, 9 p.m. I woke up on a sidewalk, 4 a.m., like 5 miles away. So to this day, I have no idea if like I walked that 5 miles,
or if you like someone took you and just threw you out of the car type shit,
or if I Ubered and was like, and so they kicked me out. No clue, zero idea. Woke up, my phone was dead, and like luckily I still had my phone. And so like luckily I went inside the gas station, and she was like, I have a charger, and I was like, charged my phone, Ubered home. So I'm like, I'm glad it was me that got it and not her. But like, yeah, dude, people are fucking out there and scary.
That's fucked, man.
Cover your drinks for sure.
Seriously, and what I'm always curious is like, how the fuck did they get that shit in? Like, I've seen videos of like on TikTok of like people doing some. Dude, I saw this one video of, I think it was oh my god, it was Red Rocks, where people like can sit in the grass like way above.
Oh yeah.
And someone came like weeks before the festival and buried it.
Genius.
Dude.
Motherfuckers are genius.
Genius.
They do that at Outside Lands a lot too.
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
I think it was Outside Lands actually. Sorry, it's not Red Rocks. It's Outside Lands.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would totally do that.
Right?
That's so smart.
And they buried like a whole ass bottle.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I would do the exact same thing.
That's unbelievably. Dude, that is such forward thinking. That's unbelievable.
Dude, right? And like knowing like the perimeter and stuff, I'm like, all right, like,
dude, yeah, just drop a pin like it's right here,
dude, straight up. I know. What? No, but it's crazy because you're like, oh, I don't know how they sneak this shit in. I was just working. What was the last? Oh, Countdown. I just worked Countdown, and fucking people were whipping balloons. So I'm like, how? So that means someone snuck a tank in, whether it's a little portable missile or a full tank, but either way, they stuck in something this big. So, like, people get shit in, dude. It's crazy. which is also why
Holy
be safe
shit.
and keep your fucking eyes open at festivals. Because,
Yeah, seriously.
you know, it's gnarly. Like, dude, at EDC Orlando, like, there's like fucking what's it called? Homeland Security and shit now. Like they luckily they are like pretty well disguised and like kind of keep to themselves, like to not fuck the whole vibe up, you know. But working there, I obviously like saw
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
But you know, just because of the way the world is now, like which is
Unfortunate.
yeah, which sucks. But it's also like because I remember going to like Hard Summer 2015 before it was owned by Insomniac, when there was no security, no nothing,
And it was a wild time.
dude. People were dying and shit.
Yeah,
like
I was gonna say.
like it was
People were
crazy,
literally
dude.
dying.
Like I like literally.
It's also because it's like the worst time of the year to throw a fucking festival.
Dude, middle of fucking summer
on
like,
a racetrack.
Yeah, on a black
On
tar
tarmac? Are you
yeah.
dumb?
Yeah, no,
Like,
it was insane.
You're asking to overheat. Might as well just put them all on turf. Like,
Oh yeah, it was fucked. Like, and the craziest part, so Hard Summer 2015, fucking the last set of the last night was, oh my god, Major Lazer, and they actually brought Justin Bieber out for that song.
Holy shit.
Where are we now?
Where Are You Now?
Yeah. And so it's the last night, so I'm like peeking off the acid, you know, having a fucking blast with my guy Trey, and we're with 3 girls. And then, you know, like everyone rushes because we see Justin Bieber, and I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome! Like, what a way to end the weekend, you know?
Yeah, facts.
And I'm like, I can't believe Justin Bieber's at this rave, like, but I'm like, whatever, like, cool. And then all of a sudden I hear screaming, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I look behind me, and dude is dying, like literally overdosing, foaming at the mouth. Like, I thought that shit was just for movies and shit. It's not. And I'm like, oh my god, fuck. But I'm like, also like, okay.
Oh my god, fuck.
Yeah. Like, I don't want the girls to see this, but we're also right by, like, you know, they have like the production like tent in the middle of the
Where they do all the like the
crowds.
lighting and sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had med people over there, and then so I have, you know, like, because me and Trey are both like decently sized guys. So I got one guy hitting me from the other end, like, can you help fucking lift this guy up? So I'm like, with one hand, I'm like, look at the stage, don't look at this, to the girls, and the other hand, me and Trey are hooking one leg each, hooking this guy over the fence to get to medical, and like, yeah, like that shit was fucking crazy, like on acid,
Jesus
like just
Christ.
losing my mind, yeah.
Dude, that's so funny. I've actually never told this story, but I actually don't know if you've ever heard of this festival or have never heard of it, because I'm pretty sure it only happened one time, and it was
Firefest.
the greatest festival that never happened. No, it was oh my god, I think I was like 16 years old, and I went with my buddy Tanner, and it was in Arizona. I believe it was in Tempe, Arizona, and it was called Summer Ends. And it was yeah, exactly. It doesn't even ring a bell because it literally never happened after the year that we went. It was called Summer's End, and it was fucking it was like G-Eazy, J. Cole, fucking like a bunch of big artists who are big now were on the lineup, because it was this was like 2015.
Yeah.
And they oversold the festival drastically.
Shit.
Like unbelievably drastically. Like, this shit was in like a fucking duck pond sized park, like not big, had 2 stages, and there had to have been 50,000 plus, like just way oversold. And then at the very last performance of the night, it was J. Cole who was headline. Yeah, it was J. Cole, and obviously everybody was stoked to see J. Cole. Was right. It might have been 2016 because it was right when Forest Hills Drive came out. So he performed the whole album, and we're fucking like, you know, doing whatever, dancing, having a fucking time, and it's just me and him. We're like 16, and then all of a sudden, like, shit hits the fan. Like, security's jumping over the fence, cops are jumping over the fence, motherfuckers are running into the crowd. All of a sudden, like, everybody just starts falling down, and
oh, dude, like the trample effect.
Dude, it was like Astroworld, the shit that happened in Astroworld before Astroworld was a thing, and everyone just started getting trampled, crushed.
Oh yeah,
and
that's fucking terrifying.
And yeah, and like 3 chicks died because they got trampled. And dude, it was the most. I've never seen anything like that, where literally J. Cole stops performing, lights shut off, helicopters are circling above the festival, We're like, what the fuck? My phone died. I got separated from my homie. I ended up at like some church.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know the people on drugs were like, what the
What
fuck?
the
Is
fuck
the
is
world
going?
ending?
Yeah,
Like, this is
literally.
crazy.
Ended up at a church to like, and found a phone charger and plugged in my phone to call like my grandma at the time to call his mom to be like, yo, we got separated. Shit hit the fan. Like, I don't know where the fuck he's at.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Ambulances like driving on the field.
Oh,
like,
I'm sure. Just
dude,
mayhem. Just chaos.
Absolute chaos. And it's so crazy because you really never think that shit's gonna happen at a festival because you're like, oh my god, I'm paying so much money. Like,
look at all the security.
Look at all the security, all the big artists. Like,
oh yeah. But that's the thing too is like, and this is not to say anything bad about security or any kind of worker like that. But at the end of the day, these people are all one, human beings, and two, like, averagely paid people.
Yeah.
So like these people aren't gonna like want to go like
risk their life to.
Right. Like because like even like say some crazy shit happens, if you're not paid to be like on the safety team or a police officer, you got their own. They got their own family to go home to.
Yeah.
They're running too.
Exactly.
Like so like you really got to be careful and the crazy thing is it's always gonna be the last set because
that's when everyone's like.
Because one thing I learned from my manager over at Sharky's, so at a festival. Last 3-4 hours of a festival, or if you're at a bar, last hour of the bar. It's the haunting hour, what he used to call it. Because, so at a bar, it's like, they're about to cut everyone off. So people are cramming shots in. People are like lining up who they want to take home, all that kind of stuff. At a festival, people are like, oh man, I might as well kill my bag. Oh man, I might as well kill these last points. Oh, I might as well, buy these last drinks. So like, everyone's at their most fucked up.
Yeah.
They're at their most like kind of volatile. Because like they're either like, oh my god, it's crazy, let's go, it's the last set, let's go crazy, or it's like, the people that are like, maybe not in the best place, like, oh fuck, I gotta go back to work tomorrow, like fuck this, like so like it like when it comes to the end of a night, like you really gotta be most careful because that's when it's always gonna be the end of the night. That shit happens.
Yeah.
Because people are most fucked up, most unreasonable, and just like most like wild card.
Yeah, totally. I was gonna say, what's like the craziest shit you've ever seen?
Festival, bar, I guess any of it.
Yeah, I guess just like in general, like kind of living the life that you have.
Yeah, I mean, when at SWAT, I had a cop in Mexico try and plant coke on me.
What?
Yeah, I had. I remember my other buddies did get arrested for peeing, and my buddy, because we used to trap at the time. I'm not gonna explain what that is, but if you get it, you get it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know that, go to Urban Dictionary.
Yeah. And my buddy was like, I'm gonna go with them. Like somebody meet us at the jail, and he got on with our fanny pack full of shit, and so throws the fanny pack out the cop window that I have to go run in the street and grab. Sneaking stuff across the border, and you have to press this button that says red or green, like either get searched or don't. And it was like, 3 to 5 years if red. Boom, green. Or no, not 3 to 5, like 10 to 20 over in international. But then
they have a button at the border that says that?
Oh yeah, like for like the big party buses and stuff, like when you have to get off and then go through and get back on, it's like a button and you push it and it either goes green and you get to walk forward, or it goes red and it's like a deeper search. No, it's like a deeper search. So it's like the random searching, but it's literally like it's literally a button. It's literally a button that you push. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so that was crazy.
What is this, Deal or No Deal?
No, literally. Yeah, sentence, no sentence.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. Sharky's definitely had some Sharky's 25-person brawls. Because in Hermosa Beach, if there's more than 6 people fighting, people are like, oh my god, I want to get in a fight. And so they'll just run in and start swinging on somebody.
Yeah.
And then that just, creates all this other stuff. I've had straw holders thrown at my head. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff. It's a lot of fights.
Yeah.
And stuff that happens. I mean, obviously that guy dying when I was on acid, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's gotta be
watch a dude shit himself at EDC.
Oh my god.
Which is more sad than funny at the end of the day.
Yeah, right. Because you're like, damn, you just shit yourself.
Yeah, and having wave people. And I'm like, I'm not going near that fool, but you can go, handle that.
Damn.
It's that's the crazy and that's the crazy thing about just this, I guess, industry, because I don't just work in it, I go to all this stuff too.
Mm-hmm. You live it.
Yeah, so
you live it. You don't just work it.
Yeah, so I'm not working at a festival. I'm most likely going to it. Honestly, I've slowed down on the festivals a little bit just because I've just been a little tired lately.
Mm.
But like I still love to go out and stuff. So like drugs and all that other kind of stuff are like a kind of a non-negotiable.
Mm.
Like you're going to be surrounded by all that.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
You know, like it absolutely is. And like I've even had my own problems with like blow and all this other stuff. And like I literally had to like sit myself down and be like, okay, you want to be in this industry forever. You can't do coke forever. So like you gotta pick one. And so like obviously I picked the career, like, you know, the industry. And so I had to put that shit to the side. But like, yeah, because like you don't like there's a lot of nonsense and chaos like within this industry. But I mean I think there is with every industry, just with every kind of, you know, ridiculousness. But yeah, I don't know. Luckily nothing too crazy with Inertia, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Jose got punched.
Yeah, that was pretty epic. I was there I definitely was there for that.
Yeah, definitely had some characters get kicked out. That we've had to be like, hey, like they can't be here type shit. But yeah, luckily nothing too crazy. Knock on wood, of course. Knock on wood. But I think we're really good about like the kind of events we throw. You know, I think it attracts a good crowd. I think, you know, all the like it's not just me like walking around looking at people. Like the whole team is always
absolutely,
you know, has eyes in the crowd, looking people. All the places that we, you know, now do book shows, like they have really good security. Like we were doing shows, like I don't know if you saw on our Instagram, like we were doing like the summer series at Nero's house. Literally all the security there, like all trained at the same jiu-jitsu gym together. So like there was like one person they had to take down, and it was like surgery. It was crazy. Like it was like, and I was like, and then like so I was like that shit was crazy.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
And feel free to not answer it if you don't want to.
Oh, that's gonna be a good question.
This is gonna be a good question, and I'm just asking this because you briefly mentioned it upstairs before we started filming, and I'm just curious. You know, as we had talked, we've been wanting to do this podcast for a while.
Yes.
And obviously, as I told him, I was like, well, I'm glad you're coming on now because, you know, the setup is a bit better, yada, yada. But you also had mentioned that I'm glad we didn't do this a year ago because I was a little fucked up.
Yes.
And I'm curious of what did you mean by that?
Oh, I was depressed.
You know, you know, and that's why I said it's like don't feel no pressure if you don't want to answer it, but like you said that, so I was like,
yeah,
like, you know, I would love to.
I had a feeling it'd come up, and like I have no problem explaining. Yeah, man, I was just down bad. Like, so last year was my first full calendar year out of college. I had just gone through a bad breakup, and like at the very beginning of the year, and so like around February, I was like, okay, like it's time to get your shit together.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm 26 now, was 25 then. So we like it's funny when you look at things like when you're like happy and healthy and you're like, oh my God, I have so much time to do everything. Like life is good and life is long.
It's abundant. Like,
yeah, you know, life's amazing. But when you're depressed and in the shit, like you're like, life sucks. It's short. Like I have to get shit done now or like I'm fucked, you know? And so I was in that mindset and I wanted to get out of LA. So moved to Ohio for 6 weeks to do a door-to-door sales job.
Wow.
You know, like, and
you just felt like you needed change.
Yeah. And like, or just like, I don't know, I got the degree, go into business sales.
Yeah.
And then I was in Ohio, absolutely despised what I was doing. I was missing shows with Inertia. And I was like, dude, like, and it was funny because I was broke out there. So I was like, okay, I should either be broke and home doing the career that I love, or, you know, or be like at least like comfortable in this other shit. So, and it was funny because I was literally #1 rookie one week, did like 6 installations or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next week, because we got paid every week, got paid $54 because they like, you know, chipped away. They're like, oh, your rent this week and like all this other million things.
Yeah.
Flew home the next day. I said, fuck this. I was like, no, absolutely not.
I'm out.
Yeah. I was like, it's time, like, you know, like I don't want to miss any more Inertia shows. Like I don't want to do any more of this stuff. So I moved back. And then that was when, so I come back and it's end of May.
Mm-hmm.
So then I have June and July. Go absolutely off the deep end.
Mm.
Because I come back and I'm like, oh my God, my friends, parties, all this stuff. So then it's like nonstop drinking, nonstop party favors. all this kind of this stuff. Like just doing like making bad decisions. And then end of July comes, and I was like, okay, can't do this. Like I'm not pursuing myself anymore. But like I'm just like self debilitating, like just full of self sabotage. And that's something that I had to like learn early on through therapy and other stuff. Like that you really can be your own worst enemy. Like your mind might be telling you like, oh, you're destined for amazing stuff. Like you want to do all this stuff, but instant gratification and instant like satisfaction, whether it be alcohol or party favors or anything else, like your brain or like your body is gonna gravitate towards that because it's instant.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to like.
It's that endorphin boost that you get right then and there.
Right. So then it was literally July 31st, and I was like, okay, this shit's gotta stop. Like it's just not working,
Mm-hmm.
So I went sober from August 31st to about Halloween.
Okay.
So I did like 90 days almost. There was like 4 days in the smack middle because I went to Hawaii with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Hawaii with your mom, you're not gonna not drink cocktails.
Yeah. That's valid.
Yeah,
it's
like
valid.
come on, she shouldn't have to suffer because of my dumbass, But yeah, so I did that, and like it kind of just brought everything, like that 90 days. Like when I got to Halloween, it was like I was finally able to like internalize everything, like realize what I wanted, what I didn't want, and like kind of just truly understand what I wanted the next year to be and how I wanted to present myself and be with myself. And so, and again, I still have ways to go. Again, I'm work in progress always.
As we all are. You're
yeah.
not alone in that.
Yeah, hell yeah, But then, so I got there, and then it was Halloween, and I think we were talking like June, July-ish last year about doing the podcast. And I remember like I was like so down and like I wanted to have this conversation because I don't know, I like the idea of this and I like what you do and I love you,
Appreciate that.
I just knew I couldn't come on yet because I was like, oh, like I'm just not in a good place.
Yeah, you're not in the place for that.
No, and like now like I'm happy and I'm healthy and like
That's really good, dude.
And so like now I'm like down to share the bad stuff too and like and all this kind of stuff and like be more clear headed. But like if I had showed up 6 months ago, I would have been fucked. Like it would have been a whole mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I started drinking again, and that was like Halloween. So then I had November, December, kind of just worked and did that kind of stuff November, December, and then I spent like the last 3 weeks in New York, and now I'm here.
Damn.
It's not bad,
Yeah, not bad, dude. Good for you, dude. That's a difficult trail to navigate.
Oh yeah,
a lot of the times,
yeah, definitely got the.
Do you think the coming out of college, because I've always had this theory, because I have a lot of friends that went to college and did the whole route and did the frat life and all this and I see it as a theme a lot of the times, more than not the times, that when they get out of college, it's really hard to figure out how to operate. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah. For sure.
You get out of that environment where it's such a bubble. Like I said, I never went, so I can't really speak so much on it. I can only speak on what I can gather from an outside view of myself. Right. That when you get out of college and you live that life, and then you're like smack in the real world, shit's like, whoa, wait, whoa.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck am I supposed to do right now? And I feel I've seen a lot of friends, unfortunately, people that I grew up with or people that I care deeply about, even though if we don't talk, struggle with those type of, just those demons, really, like,
Oh yeah. I mean, like, because navigating through college is like, especially if you're in Greek life, you get so much social validation. So even if the work's hard, it's like, okay, I have all this other validation. And then you come out and it's like, holy shit. Plus, I myself was literally like the drunk guy or like the cool guy for like, cause he partied. Like my nickname was Slum King because I would drink so much I'd pass out. And so when I first came into college, I had bleach hair and, I loved to party and all this stuff. And when I get too drunk, I fall asleep. Thank God. I don't fight people. I don't
drive. I don't
I find a corner and I fell asleep like a cat. So like honestly,
There's worse things.
There are worse things. But it was like, oh, he's down to drink, and so like having that constant surrounding of like almost being like expected to be the drunk guy or like to be like the over partier, or, like all this kind of stuff, or like someone's like like, oh, like I don't want to drink, but like I know Noah will be down, so I'm getting him up every fucking day.
Yeah. I feel like it can be hard to detach from that.
Oh, dude, 100%. Because like I went from getting, like I said before, like all this social validation, like, oh, even if I'm failing classes, I'm still the fucking cool guy at the frat, and then going from that to then, because like I said, I took a lot more than 4 years. So then going from that to then being out of the frat, but still in college and being like, oh shit, it's just work now. Like, like
there is no really more social validation here.
No, like it's just go to class, study, pass the class, and graduate.
Yeah.
And so I had 4 years of fraternity. I think it took me a full year-ish for that to set in. And then the last year and a half was like actual normal schoolwork. Mm-hmm. Like I'd go to class, I'd pay attention the whole time, I would take notes, go home, study, pass the test.
Yeah.
Like it took me 5.5 years
mm-hmm.
to get like a healthy college habit, because like I remember when I first went into college, the whole plan was to wait a year before joining a fraternity. And I think if I had done that, I probably would have graduated sooner. But, like you meet all these awesome people and you're like, oh, hell no, this is amazing. And I had the best time of my life. Like if I could go back now, I would not change a thing. I would still take 7 years to do college. I would still do all that stuff because
you wouldn't be where you are now, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. Like I would have missed that first concert. Mm-hmm. I would have missed all that stuff. And I've also never been huge on like timelines. Like it really doesn't bother me that it took me 7 years. Like I know like people are like, oh yeah, it took me 5.5. And I'm like, dude, like who cares? Like you finished it. And even if you don't finish, like I don't know, I have some friends that are like, dude, like it's getting to the point, man. Like we got to start getting shit together. Like we're about to hit 30. And I'm like, one, we're not about to hit 30. We got like 3 years left. 2,
a lot can happen in 3 years.
2, who fucking cares if we're rich and famous by 30? Like 1, I doubt I'll be rich and famous by 30. Like I hope one day to be, not rich and famous, but respected and comfortable.
I like that.
But
that's a better delineation of that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think 30 is like a big age for a lot of people our age.
Yeah, I mean you're 30.
Yeah.
You're not 18, you're not 21, you're not 25, you're 30. You're 30.
Like 30 is like I feel like when people are like, "Oh, we're expected to be adults." And
yeah, and I don't mean to interrupt you. I want you to continue, but I totally do feel that very heavily is like a lot of people have a lot of people have this conception of by the time I am 30, I want or I need to have a certain etc.
X amount of
yes. Etc. By 30, I have to be or be doing this.
Yes. I need my title. I need my I need to own my house or my apartment.
Exactly.
Or like all that kind of stuff.
And then I feel like they can.
I think it sets you up for failure.
It does, and I think it puts a lot of just unneeded pressure, on yourself and the way that you move and the way that. And kind of how you said, I've never really thought of it that way, but kind of putting a timeline on things, especially when it comes to age, like in the 30, because 30 is you're so young still, like you're fucking 30. Like look at people who are like 60 and they're like, how old are you? I'm like a 30. They're like, oh, you're a kid. I was raised by my grandparents, so like I've always been around old people my whole life, and anyone that's 30 or under or 40, like, oh my god. You got all the time in the world. Yes, so young. And I feel that this generation and the people who are our age, that kind of 22, 26, that range, have this real kind of idealistic version of when I hit this mark, I gotta be this, or I have to be doing this.
Oh,
why?
Yeah.
Is that because
it's because of society? It's
exactly.
It's because everything on their fucking phone.
Exactly.
And it's
because that's not what you think. Yeah. That's what you're being told that you should think.
The most famous person on Instagram is like 22. Of course they are, because and then of course that's what you're gonna see. For me personally, I've spent so much time, not so much time, a good amount of time depressed and chronically anxious to where now I'm like, okay, even if I don't have that much money in my account, like I want to be happy. And I can't
You just said it.
you know, like I want to enjoy myself. And I can't just blanketly say that because of course there's still a million things going on in my mind where it's like, okay, I still want to be successful. I still want all this to happen. I just think that your 20s are so invaluable and like you're not like the whole point of your 20s is to not have it figured out. I feel
Exactly. To fucking try
Yeah.
everything.
It's like to suck at things.
Yeah.
To, like until you finally figure out what you're good at, and then you can enjoy. And so it's like I almost am so down to not be successful till later so that I can use up my 20s for that. You know? Like I don't want to look back at my 20s and be like, damn, I was stressed the whole time. That sucks. Or like, oh, like I was so angsty for what I have now that I didn't even get to enjoy then. You know?
Totally.
So like I definitely don't make all the great decisions. I definitely still drink a little too much. I still have like a lot of fun, but like I think
Yeah, but fun is good.
yeah, you know, rent's paid, bills are done, like I feel like I'm all good, you know?
Yeah, no, totally. And I yeah, you know, I feel very passionately about that, and that's still a struggle that, you know, as you and, you know, a lot of people who are listening or watching feel a very similar way. Is that's a topic that I still struggle with a lot, like the internal battle of I'm only 24, but feeling that
Young blood.
yeah, I know, right? Young blood, but you know, feeling that you should be somewhere else, or you should be doing more, or you should be getting more because of the work that you're doing or the effort that you're putting in, and feeling that you should reap more benefits of what your output is into the world. And like I said, I still struggle with that, and I've gotten better at it, of the kind of just I'm doing this for me. I love making this because I love making this, or I love doing this because
I don't think it's supposed to go away.
Yeah,
completely.
Exactly. And
You
I
know?
don't think it really ever does. And I think it's learning how to
Like navigate it, you know?
yeah, put that voice and put that inner thought into its own box, and realize that it can come out of the box, but having the ability to put it back in the box.
Oh yeah, having control over it is a big thing,
is
you
a
know?
skill within itself, because dude, it can fucking
Oh yeah,
just eat you alive.
Oh yeah, well that's how, like, you know, like I've always been told, like, again, shout out therapy, but like, you know, everything's meant to be felt. It's just all about how you deal with these emotions and how you react to these things. So like, yes, like I think all those thoughts are going to always be there. It just, like you said, it has to deal with about how you manage it, how you navigate it, and how you know, let it affect you.
100%.
Like, you know, everything that makes you upset, you obviously shouldn't act on. Same thing as everything that makes you angsty or jealous or anything else. Like, I think emotions are supposed to be recognized, but not always just acted upon.
I could not agree more, genuinely. And that's and a lot of connections that are being made right now. I said this on the last episode, guys, if you guys were listening or watching, is I started reading recently. I haven't read in it's probably genuinely no bullshit since at least my freshman, sophomore year in high school.
Dude,
I have
just been gotten into that too, man.
Dude, and I love that you have, because it's benefited me a lot. And the words that I'm reading and the way that words are being, I think I don't think it's necessarily the words that I'm reading, but I think it's in the way that the words are being written that I'm connecting with. And
it's also just the practice of like sitting down and being with yourself in these words that allow you to have that thought process.
Yes, let you kind of have that internalization of consuming what you're reading and then digesting it in your own unique way, to how then either that's going to be a benefit or not necessarily a negative, but maybe a new insight of I've never thought of it that way, or I live this life, but the way that this is put, I've never looked at it that way. You know what I mean?
Dude, 100%. Because if you think about it, like when you watch a movie, it doesn't matter what the sentence is. their inflection on that sentence has a lot to do with the way you perceive it.
Absolutely.
But in a book, you don't really have that inflection.
Yeah.
So you really do have to completely internalize it and be like, okay, was it sarcastic, or was this completely genuine? Like,
absolutely. And I think also the fact that your own voice is reading it back to you.
So you trust it a little bit more.
Yes,
yeah,
dude.
For sure. 100%.
And I know this probably sounds absolutely so crazy to people who out there who are avid readers, but yeah, dude, that shit's been fucking with me lately.
Because when you're
like,
not a reader and you finally get back into it, it's like, holy shit. And then the people that are reading, like 30, 40 books a year, they're like, we've been fucking telling y'all, like, this shit's healthy and amazing.
Absolutely.
But it's like, it's hot, like, and especially like, I mean, God, I don't want to, just be another ADHD blamer or whatever, but I feel like my mind is so like, and it's like, I'm a big movie watcher. So that's like I'm a big movie buff. And so like, I feel like that was always like my way to like, just like unwind or like chill from all my other stuff, especially from having all these jobs and working in nightlife and all this stuff. Like there's usually 8 or 9 working pieces around my life.
Yeah. So
like having the phone or like having the movie works a lot, but then now I'm like, ooh, like the book. And then the book like almost opens my mind a lot more, and like I'll almost answer questions that I've had throughout the day about what I should be doing from the book, which is I don't get from movies. Usually.
Absolutely.
Movie I usually just like envelop myself in.
Yeah, because
what are you reading, by the way?
I'm reading Rick Rubin's book, actually.
That's what I'm reading.
No way!
Yes!
Yeah!
Dude, yes!
Dude! The creative act,
dude,
the way of
amazing.
being, man.
Yes, it literally came in the mail yesterday.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Yes.
I'm more than halfway through the book right now.
Dude,
I'm like 250 pages in.
Dude, I love that it's like there's like 80 pages or 80 words a page. It's super
amazing.
It's like super easy to read.
And I love how it's like some of the shit that he explains isn't really a word, or it's not really like in the dictionary, but
just feeling.
Yeah, but you understand it.
Oh yeah. Because Rick Rubin is just like, oh god,
dude,
like, just like an absolute like.
He's an icon, and he's someone that I look up to a lot. Even though like I consume a lot of Rick Rubin content, and I consume a lot of content that's on a kind of that basis. But I love Rick Rubin because, and I fucking absolutely hate to say this, but he reminds me a little bit of myself. In the way of, he's not classically trained. He doesn't like know how to work all the shit in a studio. Like he just goes based off what he feels is right, and
multi-genre, multi-feel,
and everything. And that's been something that reading this book actually has helped me a lot in the getting some new clients on the mixing and mastering type things, and like that business side of things is. You don't see any fucking certificate of whatever, but I have a good feeling and understanding of what I know sounds good and how things should sound, and like reading this book almost like validates.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know what I mean? And so similar to you in a lot of ways that I could feel of like what's being said and the way in the context of what it's being said is you're like, oh my god.
Well, dude, like I
I totally understand this.
Oh yeah, like I've watched so many interviews of his, two interviews that will always stand out. One was where he talks about how, it sounds so obvious when he says you shouldn't make stuff for someone else, that it should always be for you.
The audience comes last.
Yeah, the audience comes last, and he goes as long as,
which is such a mind fucking.
Yeah, because
but it's true.
Yeah, dude, because everyone wants to make money, everyone wants to do stuff, but my biggest hobby is painting.
Wow.
Yeah,
really?
I paint on clothes and like all that kind of stuff. And when I would just do it to do it and be happiest, I'd make amazing stuff. But then when I would like try and make stuff to do commission stuff or like try and sell, like nothing would come to my brain. Nothing. And then I realized, nothing's coming to my brain because I'm like, the whole time I'm thinking, what's gonna be sick?
What would this person like?
Yeah, or like not even like that could be like what do you think would sell on Instagram? And nothing comes to my mind. But then like when I'm just like happy or even really depressed and I just want to paint, that's when my fucking sickest things come out.
Yeah.
And it's like, because as long as you are creating for you And like that's all that matters. And I even like what he said, because like I'm not even like a religious person. Like I'd say I'm spiritual. Like I believe in some kind of higher power, but like I don't believe in, any kind of like organized thing. But what he was like, he's like, as long as it's like a gift to God.
It's
like
a devotional act.
Yeah, it's like almost like a gift. It's like creating is a gift to the universe.
Yes.
And I love that. Like, and I think that's just so true. And then the other thing was, have you seen his interview where he talks about making chop suey with
System of the Down?
Yeah. Dude, so like in the song where he goes, like in the song where it's like, Father, have you seen my, and like it's like the big bridge. That was literally all made. They're sitting in the room together, and he was like, Rick Rubin goes, just grab any of my books off the wall, opens a book, and he goes and point to a lyric or like a word, and he points to it, and that random passage from that random book is the amazing bridge in that song.
No way.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, dude, like that's just incredible.
Dude, that is so amazingly epic that you are literally reading the same book. I'm gonna have to keep up with you now and be like,
I'm gonna text you like, yeah,
be like, yo, where are you at in this? Cause
oh yeah, now I'm definitely gonna read when I go home. Like,
yeah,
like,
I know. I've been doing that every night was at least like 10 pages minimum is 10 pages minimum. But sometimes I find myself reading like 30 because some of the chapters are kind of small.
Well, and like I feel like when you're like not in the mood to read 10 pages, you're like, okay, I read. But like if you're like kind of in the mood, you just get lost in it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh shit, I'm 26 pages in. And then you realize, oh, I'm not reading for pages. I'm reading for the content,
for the consumption of what I'm reading.
Yeah, like what I actually care about.
Yeah.
And like I think the problem I had with books for so long is that it wasn't about stuff I had interest in. But dude, a book with Rick Rubin is like, kind of hits right on the mark for us. So,
yeah, exactly.
So like,
That's
it's
so
like
funny that you're reading the same fucking book.
Yeah,
dude.
it's like my bread and butter. The other book I would say that you have to read is The Four Agreements.
4 Agreements. Okay.
It's literally like I think 85 pages or 100 pages. Amazing. Changed my life. It's literally about the 4 agreements that you have to make with yourself. And one of them is don't take everything personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that goes back to promoting what I said earlier. But like, dude, like it is just so true. Like you cannot take other people's actions personally.
Can't.
Because, and the other thing I've heard is that the way someone acts to you is
an inward reflection of how they feel about themselves.
Exactly. And the first time I heard that, I was like, oh fuck, yeah. Because I remember thought times where like I've gotten upset at a homie, and it's not because they did anything wrong. It's just because I'm having a shitty time at home, at some kind of like that. And so, and I still struggle with that. Like, at the end of the day, but now I have that voice in my head that's like, wait. Should you be upset, or are you taking this personally?
Totally.
And that is like a huge key for
Absolutely.
me. I think that has done amazing for like at least my own personal growth.
100%. I could not agree more. It's been really beneficial to me, and just in all aspects, a lot more than I thought it was, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Genuinely, like I'm totally able to admit that. Like, yeah, this shit is way better than I thought it was gonna be.
Oh yeah.
Just the reading aspect of like the act of sitting down, focusing in, reading pages, consuming what you're reading, and like sometimes too, like I'll make sure, like I'll flip back like 40 pages and like read like a paragraph and be like, okay, I remember that. Like I know what the story is.
Oh,
or
dude,
I remember.
I highlight.
Yeah.
I'll take notes and stuff. I mean, it kind of depends. Like Rick Rubin, again, I got it yesterday, but I think I'll probably do some stuff, but like the 4 agreements, like that's like, dude, there's post-it notes and highlights throughout the entire book.
Yeah.
Like, and like if I'm like having like a particularly bad week or like something, like I reference that all the time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because
it almost becomes like a personal journal type thing.
For sure. Because the other thing too is like, it's not just about remembering the line in the book. It's about remembering how you felt about that line in the book. And so like, especially with that book, I'll go back and be like, oh damn, this is how it made me feel. I'm here now. Like, look how far I've come from that feeling. Keep going. So like, it's not always just about the quote. It's like sometimes it's about everything that surrounds the quote.
Exactly. Totally. Oh, I fucking feel that so heavily. I feel that so absolutely heavily, dude. Oh my god. Well, dude, it's been an hour and 10 minutes already.
Dude, if that felt like 15 minutes, that's crazy.
Dude, I know. It's crazy.
I was so nervous to come into this, and that just flew by.
No, I love it, dude.
That was awesome.
That's always like my biggest thing, and like I take it as such a compliment as people who come in and is like, oh, I'm fucking nervous, and then I'm like, well, it's been over an hour. And you're like,
Yeah.
wait, it's been an hour. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna fucking go ahead. I'm gonna ask you kind of a final question.
Okay.
It's actually gonna be two questions. Questions I ask everybody on the episode.
Cool.
Question number one is, what is next for you? Like, what is next in sense of elevation, where you want to go in your career with what you're already doing, or do you want to venture to something else, or what is the next steps for you?
So 2-part answer.
Okay.
So my favorite part of what I do is putting artists that aren't super well known in front of a crowd. There was a show that I did it was one of my first shows with Intertia. I don't even remember like what the flower was, but it was like 2.5 years ago, and it was the first guy that performed. There was maybe 8 people in this show, because it's the first hour. People are walking in and stuff, and he finishes his set. He turns around and just gives me the biggest bear hug, and he's like, "Thank you so much. Like, I've been trying to get in front of a crowd for so long. DJing is my passion. Like, thank you." And then he went around and hugged everybody else, and I was like, dude, fuck yes. Like, that's amazing. Like,
fulfilling.
Yeah, dude. Like, I love that shit. Like, I'm a choir boy from high school and shit. So like, but I don't really have that. Like, I don't really want to perform, but I love setting up the performances, and so putting those people in front is like amazing. So I think for me, what's next is just getting more and more success, or like having a bigger and bigger platform, so that I can continue to do that, because that's what I love. When I was in New York, actually, I went and saw one of my favorite artists, up-and-coming artist, Dolores. She is amazing. She's I don't even know what like category you'd put her in, but it's like almost like alternative punk with her, like when she does music, but then it's also like really like ballady, just amazing singing song, like oh my god, singing songs. But like musical theater songs and stuff like that. And I went to her show, and like I was the only one like saying the lyrics, and like I cried at her show, and she like pointed me out in front of everybody and was like, "This fool's crying." But then I was like, I went up to her, I was like, "I am obsessed. I love your music, I love your work. Can I throw you a show, like in LA?" And she was like, "Yeah, fuck it. Like, you seem hot, like And so I was like, amazing. And then so like that was kind of cool, because it was realizing like, oh my, like like come from a place of genuine, just genuineness.
Yeah.
Like, actually give a fuck. Like, and I don't know. Like I thought I would never meet her in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out she's a human being just like we are. And she wants to do the same thing that we're doing, or that I'm doing, just on the different end. I want to be on the back end. She wants to be on the front end. And now I'm gonna plan her show, and it's amazing. I'm super excited,
dude.
So I think what's next is just like putting myself more out there. I guess.
Yeah.
Trying harder.
Hell yeah.
Doing more.
Fuck yeah. Always got to do more.
Yeah. Right.
Always got to. It's balance though.
Oh yeah,
it's
for sure.
It's the balance of wanting to do more and realizing that
mental health is important, man. Mental health
really
is super important. Shout out Lexapro.
Yeah. Shout out Lexapro. I'm fucking dead. Well, that's a beautiful answer. I like that. I'm stoked for you.
Thank you, man.
I'm stoked for you. And then
multi-genre, baby.
Multi-genre, baby. Come on now. That's what we all about.
Yes, sir.
Final question. All right. 7 on 7's one life advice question. If you had someone come up to you, someone you knew, didn't know, said, "No, you got to give me a piece of life advice right now. I'm struggling." What would that one piece of life advice be to that person?
Oh man,
I know it's a loaded question. It's a hard.
Take me a second. Yeah, I want to answer well.
Don't worry. Everyone gets asked the same question on every episode. It's a difficult question. I do understand. It's a very hard one.
All right, so something came to mind right away, so I'm just going to say it because I've always believed that first thought, best thought.
Yep.
Zoom out. And the reason I say zoom out is, so when I was a little kid, I was told, so when I was watching a scary movie, and this adult told me, zoom out of the scary movie. Because if you zoom out, there's the boom operator, there's the cameraman, there's makeup, all this different people. And then you realize, oh my God, this crazy thing that I thought was super terrible and scary is not at all. It's just a movie. And so I've used that in my life, like when I've been super caught up in something, or like, the job's not working out, or like, relationships are going rough or something like that. Zoom out. Look at the bigger picture, because the bigger picture is what matters. Like, your healthiness, your happiness, the overall way you look at the world, the way you treat people, all that kind of stuff is what matters the most. And you cannot be utterly consumed by one thought, one moment, one person, one day. Like, zoom out.
I love that.
I think that'd be my answer.
I love that. I do think about that a lot, actually, too. So I resonate with that.
Hell yeah.
A lot of times when I'm like watching movies or just something, it's like, yeah, wait, there's so many other things going on behind this to make this happen. It's not as serious as it seems.
Oh,
if
yeah.
You just step back and like, yo, there's a lot of moving parts or a lot of people involved. Like, this is just a flick. This is just a film. Like,
you're looking at something that can be reduced to a clip nail. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, that's not all it is,
100%. Damn, I love that, bro. Hell yeah, man. Well, fucking God fucking damn it, an hour and 15 minutes in. That shit went by unbelievably fast. But that is going to do it for episode 29. Noah Chehade, my fucking guy, dude.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, this was amazing, bro. Thank you for coming on and sharing and talking and being real as fuck. I appreciate all you guys so much for watching, for listening. We will be back next week. So much love for all you guys. So much love for you, bro. Until then, we'll see you guys soon. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Peace.